Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. So be sure to subscribe to my page here to get all of my videos delivered directly to your inbox. I thought I'd take some time today to discuss Adrian Peterson's chances of eclipsing Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing yardage mark. Adrian Peterson comes into the Week 16 matchup with the Texans with 1,811 yards, 294 yards short of Dickerson's mark of 2,105. So, to put it in simple terms, Peterson would need to average 147 yards per game over the last two in order to break Dickerson's record. Peterson has a game this week against the Texans, as I just said, and they close out the season with their division rival, Green Bay Packers. Vikings still at 8-6, still very much alive in the NFC wildcard race. As a matter of fact, they're currently in that sixth position there in the NFC. I don't see, personally, Adrian Peterson breaking this rushing yardage mark only because of the teams he's playing here in the last 2 weeks. One, because they're good teams, most notably that Texans rushing defense. And secondly, both these teams have something to play for and will likely have something to play for these last 2 weeks. So Adrian Peterson's going to get their best shot. And I say he's not going to break it for a couple of reasons. Number one, and most notably, is I think these two teams and the offenses they have a very good likelihood of jumping on the Vikings early and getting out to leads. And obviously when a team is staked to a lead, and I'm talking more than a touchdown lead, 2 touchdowns or more, it'll probably preclude the Vikings from being able to get Peterson the carries he would need to break the record. I think the only way he can do it against these two teams is if he busts out a 70 or 80 yard run in both games. And I'm obviously not saying he can't do that, because we've seen him do it time and time again this season. I'm just saying to go into games expecting he's going to do that is probably a little bit unreasonable. Let's face it, he's been magnificent this season. I mean, I'm out here trying to tell you he hasn't had one of the most impressive seasons I know I've seen since I've been watching football. And I've been watching football for over 20 years now. He has been fantastic. This is not an indictment on the season he's had. I mean, the hard work he put in to get back for the beginning of the season. I mean, you remember if you had a fantasy draft, there was a lot of questions. When should I take AP? Should I take AP? Oh, who's the guy who took AP that early? Is he crazy? There was a lot of that talk going on, but look how he's come back. He's come back strong. He's been the player of the year in fantasy and probably been the player of the year in football, although he probably won't win the most valuable player. And the reason I think that is I think the Vikings lose their last 2 games, go to 8-8. And because of that, I don't think he'll get the MVP. I think that'll go to Peyton Manning, who is also coming back from an injury, is a quarterback, which helps with this MVP stuff, and is also on a better team. I think Peterson will get the comeback player of the year, which is obviously well-deserved. And look, he's an inspiration. If you know anyone who's had a leg injury, maybe you've had an injury, the dedication this guy's shown to come back, I think was truly magnificent to watch. Although I just don't think he'll get to that 2,105 yards. I'll be rooting for him to get there. Make no mistake about it. I just don't think he will. I think he'll get to 2,000 yards, though. And I think that's a significant number, because if you rush for 2,000 yards, that puts you in the upper echelon. That puts you in NFL lore. So I think from that perspective, his legacy is secure. And then who knows? He's still a younger back. Although he has a little bit of mileage on him, he's still going to have, I think, 4 to 5 good years left in the NFL at least to be able to pursue this mark again, although I know it's a very big uphill battle to be able to do that. But hey, good luck to Adrian in his pursuit of the record. They have the Texans this week, Packers next week, and let's not forget, his team is in the middle of a playoff push, which I'm sure if you ask him, would you rather break the record or have your team make the playoffs? Although he's been vocal about breaking the record, I think AP would like to get back in those playoffs after being injured and being a part of some pretty bad teams here the last couple years. But as always, guys, thanks for listening to my video. Subscribe to me here to get all of my weekly videos, or daily videos, I should say, delivered right to your inbox. And always catch me on Twitter as well, @SNewsAnalysis. Thanks, guys.